Guys, I am ready and excited to build the Galloping Horses Canvas. I have never had a box that was taped on 3 sides so you could actually open it up like a hinge. Oh my goodness, this is the first set I have ever received with all paper bags in it. This is going to be quite the new experience for me. This is exciting. Okay, I have my paper bag here, and I also have an envelope that has the canvas in it. Of course, my instructions. Now, this is a new way of opening a bag. It's pretty awesome. All right, lots of pieces. It was a little bit difficult to make sure that I had all of the parts out of the bag because you can't see it. Her face goes that way. Oh, I love this hair piece. Look at that. That's awesome. My goodness, pieces are flying everywhere. Okay, a black flame. Where are you? Little bitty black flame. Here we go. And that's what she's holding. Is it I don't know. Sure. A torch? Not sure. All right. Now we've got the little guy that's dressed up like a horse. She's not wanting to stand up straight. And obviously we're going to be building the base for it. Lots of foundation pieces in here, but I'm looking for his pants. So I actually had a completely other motive to buying this set other than the fact that it's just really cool. I saw it and I immediately thought of the scene in Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, where the horses came down the river, the water horses. And I thought, oh my goodness, I need this set to be able to look and see exactly what they did so I can use the designer's genius powers to be able to create that in a mock. I'm really excited about seeing how they do this. One of my kids actually said, you know, you can just look at the instructions online. You wouldn't have to buy the set if you're just trying to make something off of their design, you know, the way they did it. Like, well, what in the world is the fun in that? Something about being able to do it with your hands that make a big difference. All right, set that to the side. This looks like, yeah, that looks like it's the right piece. All right, let's see here. I think this might be like a stand or something. I'm not sure it's part of the actual horse section. Oh, I was like, well, how are those supposed to go on there? He put these in here first. Ah, they do not want to go in. Kind of looks like little frog eyes at the moment. It's probably supposed to be like a scroll. This is a big book. I'm kind of intimidated. I'm thinking this is a bigger set than for some reason I was realizing. Well, this is going to be fun. Oops. Just threw a piece. I'll use this and get it in a minute. All right. Okay, one of these has a picture on it. I did not see, oh, there it is. I didn't see a sticker sheet. Oh, look, it's a little table. It goes on our thing here. Okay. Snap that on. Oh, this is fun. Oops, I'm going to need that piece. I have absolutely no idea where that piece went. It fell off and I cannot find it. I found this piece, which I'm going to actually use as a spare until I can find it. I've looked everywhere. I had some bags down here that had my some yarn in it from a crochet project that I'm working on. But I searched the bag 3 times and it's not in there. And I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I don't know where it went to. I'm sure it's going to show up. But in the meantime, had an extra bucket of pieces from all the little extras they give you that I just kind of toss them in here. We're going to just have to use that for the moment. because otherwise I think I would have been looking for a really long time. That wouldn't have been fun. So, hooray for the extra piece bucket. All right, I think that's right. Let me see. This is going to get big quickly. But as soon as I kind of get an idea what they're doing here, I'm going to start. I know I'm going to just lay awake at night trying to figure out exactly how I could turn this into an epic Lord of the Rings diorama. Because that's what I'm hoping to do. I really wish that LEGO would actually create some of the scenes from the movies from the Lord of the Rings, because they did it for Star Wars and I loved those, although they've kind of stopped doing them. They're focusing on ships more, which isn't bad. It's just I really like the scenes from different movies, and so kind of hoping that they would do that. But what are they doing here? All right. Another one. Let's see. Same thing on this side. No. Now something. Oops, I did that wrong. Oh my goodness, I'm just taking it all off. Okay, this needs to go over here. Then that makes more sense. Makes a lot more sense, all right. Yes. All right, flip it over. I have not been building near as much as I would like to have been, but I had the holidays to get through, and all the kids were here, and now they're all gone, and it's very quiet and lonely. But I guess I get some time to build, so I'm not complaining. Let's see here. Add this to both sides. Wait, I need the... It's getting big, isn't it? All right, we need to put these smooth pieces in. I don't know how much the horses move, how much motion they have, but it does look like they're able to look like they're galloping. I'll flip it over again. Interesting how they're going back and forth. Alright, add these on. It's really exciting that they have made them to where they can move. That is, if I've paid enough attention to be right about that. Oh goodness, watch me be wrong. Need one here, and then this is interesting. We need to put this on here, and then put that in, and do another one. Oh, there's 4 of them. Okay, this one goes in here. This first one didn't have it though. It was different. Oh, that was wrong. There we go. Let's see. Now we flip it back over. For all of you people who are new to LEGO sets or the world of it, you have to bear with me as I ramble about this. I was calculating how much I have been spending on the new Hogwarts castle, the most detailed castle ever. All right, flip it back over. And I realize that it's close to $1,000 that you rack up if you purchase all of it. Now, I was smart enough to realize that there was no way I was going to be able to do it unless I slowly got them as they were released. But still, it's like, my goodness, that's absolutely crazy. Now, that's interesting. Because if I put that there, none of the holes are visible in any way. I guess that goes there. Just double checking. And then Matt and I were talking about how they should have done the Death Star that they released instead of doing it in that one big, very expensive set. They should have kind of done it like the castle where they released it in sections. Because I'm beginning to think that for those of us who are obsessed with our Lego sets, it's actually scary what we are willing to spend, especially if it's spread out in chunks. It's actually completely genius. I still don't quite understand why they put ones with holes there, because they're completely covered up, but let's see, I need 2 of these. I watched a video. One lady was talking about how if you start purchasing Lego, it's Lego sets. It's not that big of a deal to start with, and then you start adding on and getting another set, another one. First, you would never spend $100 on a set, and then you easily start dropping $100 and then $200. It's kind of crazy what we'll spend. Alright, this actually goes here. They're not all the same. You really gotta be paying attention to what they're doing. And then this goes underneath of those so that there's 2 still showing. Oh my goodness, there's an extra one. I just saw that. It must have been hiding under something. This is getting really big on my table. All right. So then this goes here. The longer one in the middle. And then this one right here. And we're on to bag 2. I'm going to say first that I really like the paper bags because you're able to recycle them. It always made me kind of cringe when I had to dump all of those plastic bags in the trash. It did bother me, especially because I go through a lot of them. So the paper bags that is a blessing to be able to feel like I can put those in the recycle bin. But it is, that just almost looks like it just leans there. No, it doesn't. It goes under. So otherwise you can't fit 2 of them. There's a hole, but it only goes under one time. 1 row of studs. There we go. But I am struggling just a little bit because I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't like change. So it's a little different having the paper versus the plastic. I can't see the pieces, and then when I pour them out, it's actually hard to make sure that I've got them all. I'm sitting there, really double checking. Okay, do this, flip it over. Okay, put this here, that'll be the guide. I think it goes right in the middle. So it's a new experience because, oh, here we go. Goes like that. Oh, that's cool. Had to deal with a cat. Seems like the cats are fine. They're sleeping or they're just ignoring me until I decide to sit down and film, and then I promise you, they have a plan to make it as difficult as possible. They make so much noise. It turns this way. So there's 2 visible here and then 4 on that side. So it goes like that. There we go. They test my patience. Anyways, it's a new experience working with these paper bags, and I'm not big into change. It takes me a minute to get used to it, but because of the recycling, I'm going to get used to it very quickly. I know that that's going to outweigh any negativity I have from wanting things to be the way I'm used to. Now I'm looking for, here we go, one of those smooth pieces. Oops, gotta go down. We are still just building the base here. I think we're going through this whole bag. I think I got everything in there. Oh, gotta flip it. At least it's stable. All right. 3 long goes on that end, and then the 6 goes on the inside. I'm not going to flip it back over yet. I'm going to do this part. Oh, these red pieces are in the way. I'm going to move them over a bit. Lots of plates. Okay. It says to do this twice, and I always just kind of do them at the same time, so I don't have to keep flipping my page back and forth. But this only appears to be 1 page, so I'm going to finish one completely, and then I'll do the other one. So let's start with that one. Do it again. I actually tried the online version of the instructions, I guess, on my Kindle, and it was interesting. I had an old set that's actually retired that I was building. All right, we do need to flip this over. It's actually one of the sets from the Hogwarts Castle edition that they did between, I think, 2021 and 2025. Oh, I probably said that wrong, but anyways. Now we need to build 2 of these. Okay. And I pulled up the instructions for that because I actually got them from someone in the neighborhood that was selling them, a couple of the sets that I've been looking for to complete that castle. I'm trying to actually collect all the different Hogwarts castles that they've made. I'm not sure I'll be able to get to all of them because some of them are retired now, so it's hard to find those sets, especially for a decent price. But I'm going to make sure, did I do that right? Yes. Yes and yes. But she didn't have the instructions for a couple of the books, so I was pulling them up online. And this is, wait, no, I picked up the wrong piece. It's because there. And then another one of these. Okay. Interesting. And it goes down here on that. In the old sets, the way they, I guess, had put them in digitally, it was fine. It was nice, and I didn't mind it at all. But the new hospital wing that was released for the new Harry Potter castle, just a minute, something, no, that was right. I was like, why did I have 3 of these and I didn't put 3 of these in, but I did. Talking, I can't even keep track of what I'm talking and doing. Anyways, I pulled up because I thought, oh, I'll try it instead of having the book, because I was sitting on the couch and the dogs were, there, and we were getting kind of cramped. And so I thought, well, I'll try it on the Kindle for the new one too. And it was obnoxious because whenever it had anything that was like a repeat times 2, instead of saying do this 2 times and then only showing you once, they actually showed you all the time. So there was a part that was like, oh, you had to do it like 4 or 5 times. And so you would sit there and you would have to scroll through every single time that they would do it. And I guess that if you made it separately, it would make sense. But I kind of do the steps and do them all together. It saves a lot of time. And so it was like I was sitting there having to scroll through so many of the same steps over and over and over. And it didn't have that with the older instruction books, I guess, that they had put in the files. But that's me just complaining. But it was a little obnoxious. Wasn't streamlined very well. Okay, now what in the world? They want us to stick this underneath, so you gotta lift it up to slide into that hole, like that. Okay. And we have these pieces. So this one's gonna go here. Let's get that down. And then we have one each on that side. And then we're gonna cover up those holes and put these there. That's not too hard at all. And bag 3. Those paper bags are already growing on me. The rip, when you rip open the bag, is so satisfying. Oh. All right, position this the way they have it. So my jaggedy edge down here. And look at this. That's a lovely piece. I love these kinds of pieces. And that's beautiful. Put that piece in. We just stayed in 2 more of those. That made me jump so bad. She really scared me. I hope she didn't scare you. All right. I saw a picture that said if there could be awards given to my dog for barking at nothing. And this dog was drenched in medals. And I'm like, yeah, that's my dog. Although I think she usually has something to bark at. She just finds anything and everything possible. Oh my goodness. Okay. 21 of these. And they're going to go all along this edge back here. It's going to take a minute. Didn't look like there was 21 when they dumped out of the bag, but I guess there probably was. Got that one on there wrong. Didn't make a very nice sound at all. It goes all the way down to meet up with this gray piece. All right. And this goes here. Just one of them though. All right. This is where you really have to start paying attention because sometimes it's hard when you've got a huge flat part like this to actually be able to figure out exactly where they're putting everything. You got to keep up with the pieces that you're using. I'm guessing they're going to keep these holes open for a bit. Oh, this piece I was looking for, that one goes there. And that goes there. That looks right. And then another one of these. All right. Oh my goodness. Did we get all the pieces? I think so. I hope so. This might be a little bit complicated. I'm starting to feel like I'm going to have to pay a lot of attention. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got this. They highlight the areas around the new pieces that are going in, but to be honest with you, I'm going to put that one first. Sometimes it's kind of still hard for your eyes to pick them up. Oh wait, nope. There's only one gap between those. I had my eye appointment recently to check my eyes. I was telling the doctor a couple of things that were going on. He was so kind. He said, yes, that's normal for your age. These kind of things will start happening. I thought, that is not a very nice way to say I'm getting old, Doc. Oh. I did part of step 35, went to 36, went back to 35, now I'm back to 36. It's been a long day already. I've very much miss my kids when they're all gone. Adjusting to them being adults and going and living life of their own, which is wonderful. It's sometimes difficult and I get lonely. So I had this plan. I was like, I'm going to keep myself so busy today so I don't think about the fact that they're all gone. And I've just been wearing myself out, not letting myself sit down. All right, let's see, this goes here. We need 3 of these across the back. That might help. And then really trying to figure out how this goes here. I think it goes like that. So you're working over these sections. I think that kind of helps the most with knowing where to put them. There's 3 in between each one. And they have these going down. But they also have this one. This one goes this way. Oh, didn't even go down. But this one goes pointing that way with the overhang. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. I've got to put another one here. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Take your time. Watch your placement on everything. And this one. So here it is coming in to meet it in this second one over. Did I get everybody in? I think so. All right, now where are we working? My goodness, there's a lot of pieces to bring my book over. Cricking my neck. All right, we have 4 of these. Sometimes it helps to, like, when there's so much going on, pull out what in the world you're supposed to be working with so you know that you've gotten everybody in. Okay. Now, it looks to me like they're going on the inside. Like that. It looks like there's 3 studs inside that little hole in there that are still visible. I think it's going to be the same for every single one. Yeah. So I'm thinking that the horses are over here. Oops, I was going to put that in wrong. Glad I caught that before I put that down. He would have been hard to dig out. All right, now why did I pull out 5 of these? It said 4 and I pulled out 5. That's how I mess up all the time. All right. It doesn't say to make 2 of these. All right, we're going to just do this one. Put a little flower on the end of it. Well, where are you going? You're going back up in here. Okay. Like I said, there is a lot going on in this set so far. It is impressive, to say the least, already. Which is exactly why I didn't want to just look at the instruction book to be able to figure out how to kind of use this to create another scene. I really wanted to enjoy what they did here because it looked so unbelievably amazing, and it is. It's really cool. All right, let's see. This on this end and this on this end. That goes there. They never cease to impress. It appears that the cats are not the only ones that have gone completely bonkers. The dogs are in on it now, too. Everybody is finding something to bark at or fuss at or make a noise with. One of those afternoons around here. Let's see another fence. My goodness, that was some very detailed work that we just put in. All right, 4 of these little guys. On this end and probably on the other. Yes. Okay. Over there. All right. It's interesting how they're using these little flowers. That's really cool, actually. Two of those, because they go one on each end. Absolutely no idea what Wally's barking at. I think sometimes he just hears things. Teddy usually has a reason to bark. Walter, sometimes I just can't figure it out. Right, these little tiles go back here. I'm going to finish this bag so I can go figure out what his problem is. And I just noticed something. You know, when I was putting in these tiles, back here, I didn't count how many there were, but I thought to myself, that didn't feel like that was 21. It's because it wasn't. I was supposed to also put them all along this edge right here. And I just didn't, because I didn't pay attention well enough. Oh my goodness. I can keep going. And it looks like, I'm going to have to go back. I'm probably going to use all of them. Yeah. It looks like there's 2 here that don't get covered up. All right, back 4. This base is getting big and I'm getting all crammed over here. Trying to figure out how to fit the book. And the build here all on this table. I have to get a bigger table. Yes, that's correct. Okay, now where are these other pieces going that they need here? One goes there. Oh, okay. It goes up here like that. It's a little bit tricky to see. Trying to get back into it here. I had to take a couple days off of building because we lost one of our kitties to cancer. It was rather horrible. So I took a couple days off to just try to kind of recover. Definitely not recovered, but starting to function again, I guess. My pets are my babies, and it's awfully hard when you lose one. But it's good to be building again. There's something soothing and comforting about building. I always gravitate towards it when I just need to find a little place of peace. I think that's what I love so much about them, is that they are, for the most part, not electronical in any way. It's not a screen. It's just good old-fashioned building blocks. Let's see. I'm looking for the yellow here. It creates a very soothing environment. All right, this is going to go right here, I think. Yeah. And then it looks like, let's see. I have a feeling for a few bags here, we are going to be just doing a lot of this. It's almost like, I don't know, waves of some sort, but I'm not sure what they're supposed to represent. Fun colors. I don't build a lot of sets with really fun colors like this. That's why I love the Friends sets, because they have a lot more colors to them. All right, this is... All right, he's going to go right here. For a second, I thought I was putting him in wrong, but I wasn't. Oops. Flying right out of my hand. And this goes here. That's going to be a really cool edge that they start to create, I think. Excited about that. All right, let's see here. This is going to go behind this one, that little part we created. And let's see, I'm looking for, it looks like an orange. Oh, here it is. Kind of almost reminds me of circus colors. Something bright and colorful that you'd see at a circus. We went to a circus once when I was a kid. I enjoyed it. Not out there as much anymore. Kind of transition them to other stuff. Let's see. Wait, first. Oh, we're starting a whole new row. Okay, wait a minute. Let me get my bearings. This goes here. And then it looks like another one. This build is not for the faint of heart. There's a lot going on here. You're having to keep up with. It is quickly feeling more like one of the pieces of artwork where you have a lot of texture going in to create a certain feel and look. And this goes back there. All right, another row. Start down here at the bottom. That way I can't mess it up as easy by guessing where it is up here on the top. All right, let's see. It's these pieces that my eyes keep skipping over and I cannot figure out where they are. Here we go. It's this one right here. This is cool that they're putting the white on it. Let's see here. There we go. All right, this goes back here. I am curious. I saw something in the front. I believe I read it, but I can't remember it exactly giving a description of what this design, these waves are supposed to mean. I might have to do a little bit of research and figure that out. Let's see. Those two go together. This goes in the middle. Huh. Well, that's interesting. First of all, it's interesting that this will not go in. There we go. I want to look back here. Aha! I didn't think that looked right. I missed this piece right here. All right. Then this can sit on it properly. It's like, surely they're not going to make it unstable. All right. Oh, give me a little orange piece. I guess he's yellow. And then this little piece right here. Okay. Did I get everything? Because I missed that one last time, so then I get jittery thinking I'm going to miss something every time. I usually do. Oops, I don't like the way that little mold mark was facing that way. Okay, this goes here. A lot of pieces have just a little bitty mark from where they pop out of the mold probably, and I try to hide them. It's not that they're bad, I just kind of gives a cleaner overall look if you can kind of tuck it away. And then look, I'm sitting here talking about it and I'm going to face this one face outward. Okay, turn that guy around. Now he's going to be stubborn because he's unhappy with me. Pieces have a mind of their own sometimes. All right, let's see. One of these. It was a little bag. I thought, oh, this won't be a hard bag. But it was little, and it had a million tiny pieces in it that are being stubborn. There we go. Okay, let's see. We're going to go back up here. Wait a minute. I got hasty. This is supposed to go in first. I think this was what reminded me of the water in that scene in Lord of the Rings with the horses that were called the water horses. this flowing kind of, I almost wonder if they were trying to create like a water ripple effect here. Let's see, this one has a flat on it too. And then it looks like, oops, my goodness. I'm just a mess. Okay, so this is actually going to sit on the table. It doesn't attach to anything under there. It just creates a new level there. Or layer, I should say. All right, this got us doing a few things here. Okay. This one goes behind it. This is going to get confusing really fast. I don't know why I thought this set would be easier. Bad assumption. It is nice and challenging. I feel so accomplished after I do a challenging set. It's so funny. I'm all proud of myself. Like, look at what I just did. And one more piece. That's cool. Just made a big old, maybe they're supposed to be clouds. They could be clouds too. Now, oh my goodness, there's a whole other page here I need to be paying attention to. Just gonna put it in. All right, I'm saying that the right way. Okay. And this, okay, goes like that down there. And then it snaps in there. Wow, that's crazy impressive, isn't it? All right. Let's see, what have you done? So first we got to put one of these in. It's hard getting them in when they're all kind of lining up together. And this one goes straight in. It doesn't, because we've been putting these flat tiles with the little rounded ones on each end, but that one, I think it just goes straight in. Yeah, and then this goes here. And that goes there, and then this red one goes right here. All right. I think I got it. They are keeping me on my toes. All right, another one. I have a feeling we're going to open up bag 5, and it's just going to be more of these pieces, and we're going to do this whole thing all the way across, which sounds a little exhausting. It's going to look amazing, though, when it's all done. Okay, 2 of these. I'm going to go ahead and make them. All right, this one goes down here, and then this one goes up here. All right. I feel like this color should be called teal. Kind of like a turquoise or a teal. Let's see. This little clasp back there. I think that's all there. We're going to make another kind of bigger piece. Let's see how this goes. Let's see. I'm so afraid I'm going to make a mistake. Like totally zoned in here. My kids laugh at me because I'll be really thinking about something or just having a mom moment of being tired, I suppose. They'll say, oh, she's in there and she's in there deep. When she goes in, she goes deep. Then they laugh at me. That's fair. Sometimes I just zone out. Or zone in, I suppose. It's usually when I'm thinking really hard about something. Nope, this piece right here. Here we go. All right, where are you going? Right here. I wonder what that little... We'll put this little bitty clasp in here. I wonder what that's going to have attached to it. Let's see here. One more. And go ahead and make that one. Okay, so that's gonna, oh my goodness. Okay, I put it together like this. Makes sense, right? Nope. It's got to go like this so that I can do that right there. Because it wasn't working for me otherwise. There we go. And then we put this one in. All right. That really confused me. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And this guy goes up here. I'm impressed with how many pieces are in this bag. I need a white one, but where? Oh, up here. Oh, I see ya. He was trying to hide from me, but I figured it out. Okay, this goes underneath here. This needs a little flat on it first. All right. Oh, look here, he just fits right down in here. Like that. My goodness. We're doing really well though. I feel like we're almost halfway through it, but that is crazy. Some really intense design here. I definitely appreciate the effort put into designing. What am I looking for? And they are so good at it. Although I find it very interesting that they seem to have different either designers or guidelines for how they're designing. Let me see. I think this just goes right there. It's kind of confusing to me, but wow, there was no extra pieces. With all of those little bitty pieces, I don't have an extra piece in this bag. That's kind of crazy. And this goes here. All right, bag 5. Definitely a lot of the same pieces in this bag, but this is new. This wasn't in the other bag, so that's exciting. All right, let's see. Figure out where I am here. Picked up an orange, but I think it's more the yellow color. Maybe these flames or cloud-looking things, I picked up the wrong piece, are gonna go in those little clasps we're putting on, and I'm trying to find right now. There we go. All right, this goes. Oh wait, we need another one of those down here. And work this up again. Okay. It's funny how they have these holes. You wonder what they're going to put in there. Because if I remember the picture correctly, they didn't just have gaps, but you know me. I don't look at the box near as much as I should. So that goes there, and then I'm going to do this right here. Put it in there. Kind of interesting, isn't it? A lot of pieces on my table at the moment. Okay, this is orange. Make sure I get the colors right. It is cold here today, and the lower part of my house is a lot colder than the upper part of my house. Not sure whoever designed it did a fabulous job with heat distribution. And my building room that I build in when I do my mock builds is upstairs. And it's so nice and cozy up there, and I just want to go up there and organize bricks today. I have a whole bunch of new ones that I got. Well, they were used. I got them in a big bulk buy, and I've washed them, and I've done one set, or one sort, would be the better way of saying that. Kind of breaking them down into pieces that are similar to each other, and I've got to go break it down again. And it just feels like a good day to take a cup of coffee up there, stay where it's warmer, and just have a lot of time. A lot of fun, so to speak, sorting bricks. I'm trying to figure out if I got all the pieces in. For some reason, maybe I didn't, but I think I did it right. If you've built with me enough, you know that I don't love repetitive work. This kind of feels like a little bit of repetitive work. Now, I am missing something. It is a little 1x1 flat in the yellow. I'm pretty sure I'm not missing it. It's just, I can't find it. Ah, there you are. I'm not great at repetitive, so it's like if there's a ship and you have to make multiple wings or multiple sections, or I get very impatient, which I'm not really an impatient person, so I haven't figured this one out. But what's really funny is that when it comes to a huge pile of Lego bricks, and I'm talking the mom selling the kids' collection, they chucked everything into a bucket. And it's just every piece imaginable just thrown together. I could sit there sorting those bricks into individual pieces, like all this piece goes together, all this piece goes together. In my building room, I have every single piece broken down and in its own bucket. And I'm now working on separating those buckets into breaking down individual colors. And I could spend hours doing this, which is really funny because you talk about repetitive work. All right. This goes right here. I make no sense whatsoever. When my kids were all still home and I'd get a collection, my husband would be like, there's somebody selling their kids bricks in the neighborhood. And so he'd go and he'd buy them and bring back this big old bucket. And then silly me would be so frustrated at the parent for selling them, but I was happy to buy them. How can they be selling their kids bricks? Let me see here. We need this piece, and then we need a little flat on the end. But we would wash them, and then we would sit there together, me and my kids, and we would just sort for hours. And they would always fuss so much about how much they hated doing it. They probably did, but they were the same way. It becomes addictive, I guess. But there are a lot of bricks. Wait a minute. 4 of those. Where are those all going? Okay. 4 of these rounded pieces. Let's see. 1 there. And there's 2. But now that they're gone, I have to do all my sorting alone, and it is it's not as much fun when you don't have somebody doing it with you. Don't have anybody to talk to. Well, I mean, I talk to the dogs, but does that really count? I mean, they think so. I think they just humor me though. They're like, the woman's at it again. All right. I think that's all that goes there. I just am really impressed with this look. It's so beautiful. It's involved making it, isn't it? I have to admit that I've built so much. Let me see. I want to make sure. Oh, no. Okay. I was like, I know I'm missing a piece. It goes right here. That I don't look at sets and think, oh, that would be difficult, or I just pick whatever set up that I'm interested in at the moment. But some that you get, they're tricky. I think that didn't look that hard when I looked at it, but then I have to remind myself I didn't necessarily look at it that closely. And what piece are we looking for here? Here we go. Let's see. I like the way they're making these, you know, little parts and then putting them on. And it kind of breaks up just the monotony of just putting a piece down, you know. Okay, that time I really think she did see something imaginary, or hear something. I couldn't find anything. They were having their little treat time before going to sleep last night, my dogs. And they think it's just the best part of the night when we go upstairs and they get to have their little training time where they get their little treats and they have to do their little tricks. But they got frustrated at me because I guess the Schnauzers got frustrated because I guess I was spending too much time on the Cocker Spaniel, even though we take turns fairly, but they thought I was taking too long to do his trick. And so one of them just lets out this really high-pitched bark. And then the other one follows. And I'm like, what in the world? And it scared me. What are you hearing? They weren't hearing a thing. They were just trying to be a nuisance and distract, or at least get my attention. It was kind of funny, actually. They're just letting me know that they were displeased. Okay, I made this one first, but we need to put this guy together because he goes down first. So I feel like we've been doing different things for the second half. It doesn't feel exactly the same, which is interesting. All right, let's see. This one's going to go in here, and then this one's going to go right behind it. Meaning to take a break and look up maybe what this is supposed to be demonstrating, but keep forgetting to do it. Oh, we need the little teal color. I'm gonna put a white one down. Okay. Because I don't remember putting in as many of these little clasps. Right, it looks like that goes up. And then down here, there's just this one little one. There we go. All right. I'm so excited to start working on the horses. Now, I know they'll be a little bit repetitive, but I have a feeling I won't mind as much. I'm so excited to see how they work, and I can't figure out if I'm just going to take the idea of this and then kind of try to make it my own, or if I'm just going to do a lot of copying of like the way they did the horses and the mechanics of how this works, and then just change the pieces because they would need to be clear like water. Okay, This goes here. This one stays empty. I don't have a problem at all borrowing their design because they're so amazing and so genius. Where? Oh, there we go. I mean, it tells me to use one of these, but where am I putting it? Right here. Okay. And most definitely making it clear that it was not my original idea. I don't have a problem with that at all. But we'll just have to see how it works to create that scene from Lord of the Rings with the water horses using this amazing idea. All right, let me see here. This piece, that's kind of funny the way that went together. That goes here. We're almost to the end. All right, this one goes right here. Yes. Make sure I was putting that in the right spot. I have a feeling those are going to be very important. This goes up here. And this, where are you going? Down here. All right. Feels like this bag went faster, but I have a feeling it's just because I was more familiar with what they were doing. Get a little bit more comfortable with the style that they're building, and then I typically pick up pace and do a little better. A little less confused, so to speak. So this goes here. On top of that one. There's still a lot of pieces left here, though, isn't there? Oh, we have another one of these little guys that we're putting in. See if we can get this guy to... Yeah, he went in a little easier than his friend over there. Okay, you go down here. And you go right here. I'm going to have to find a really cool place to display this. I'm running out of room. I was going to make a big display in what was my son's room, turn it into the guest room, and put a really cool display, shelving in it to be able to put some cool sets in. But he got stationed a ways away, and really wasn't practical to take all his stuff. And he has some really awesome sets that are, well, it would be a nightmare to take him down. And so, let's just say that it's still his room for a bit. So the least we can do is keep that for him. So I thought some space was opening up for me to start spreading my sets out, but not so much. Right, that goes down in there. This goes here. Almost out of pieces here for this bag. I wonder if we'll have any extra left over because they didn't give us any from the last bag. Right, this one goes here. And that one goes here. I'm worried this one is left over. I'm hoping I didn't forget it anywhere. All right, let's see. These go. Oh, that's so cool. It's like dust clouds. And the horses are running. They're kicking it up, but it's in front of them, which is kind of interesting. And one more over here. I love that. Look at that. Look at that. That is so cool. All right, bag 6. Oh boy, guys, look at this. I'm going to start doing some of the intricate part, I think. All right, let's see here. Where are they working to start with? actually going to pull some of these pieces out because they get a little bit in the way when you're looking for certain things. All right, here we go. So this goes back up here. Interesting. And that goes in there. Now, I think we're going to want to make sure when we're doing any of these parts that look like there might be movement involved, that we take our time to do them very slowly so we don't mess anything up, because that is the worst feeling when you've worked really hard and then it doesn't work. Because you just put one piece just slightly off. So I'm kind of working back up in here. Turn this around so you can see better. Let's see. Where are you? Here you are, another one. Oh no. Go down there. Okay. So make sure you get the right length of this. There's a guide up on your book that you can actually lay this on top of. It'll show you how long it's supposed to be. So you want to push this in so that it goes flush up against that smooth part. And then this is going to go in here. And then we'll just put this little pin guy right there. All right. Oh, we're going to make a little handle. How fun. Okay. All right. Put the little handle here. Well. Just wanted to come right off on us. There we go. Let's put it on wrong. We're moving now. All right. Turn this around again. I have a feeling we're going to be doing a lot of flipping back and forth here for a minute. And then this goes right there. That's very interesting. But we'll be using these gears. Because there's a hole that is not going to connect in there because that was a flat end. Okay, here we go. This is what we want to make sure we do right. So, we need a yellow piece. I'm going to double check the size. Yep. Okay, I've got my sizes here that are correct. I'm going to put this on one end and then a big old gear here. I love the use of the gears. Okay, this is going to go in the second one here. Put this up in it like that. Flip it over, and then it looks like there's still 3 holes visible here, which means it would go in the fourth one, and it's really close to this. But that actually makes sense because we're going to be putting this gear in. So when I push it down, it's going to actually have to line up with spots on the big one. Okay, and then we're going to put another one right there. Oh my goodness, okay. Make sure everything's tight, I think. I don't think you want any loose gaps anywhere. All right. Aim in this direction. Make sure you get this aimed the way that they have it in. I wouldn't put it up like that. They've got it laying down a little bit. And then we're going to put this in here. I'm guessing it is going to touch that gear in there. Huh? We're going to have to fit it in a hole back here. It is not... Now, how do they expect us to do that? Oh! It needs to be pushed out. You got to push the gray one out because otherwise it will probably get pushed in, but first it has to be out so it kind of lines up. And then, yeah, they want us to push in the gray one and the yellow one. Oh, looky there. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, make sure your gears are turning. That is important. Okay. Turn it and get that one back in its spot. Oh, this is fun. All right, now we're going to, let's see. We need this part right here. Ah. Fingers don't want to work today. And it looks like there's another one here. Keeping that all tight. Okay. So that it doesn't come popping off. And get a little bit of pressure put on it. Two of these, they're going to go on each end. That, I wonder if there's going to be a horse sitting up here. Interesting. I kind of thought that they would be, but I guess I'm jumping ahead of myself. I get so excited. All right, this needs to be in line with this row. All right, let's see. Oh my. We're going to cover the gearbox right up. I sound the mechanical engineer. He'll start talking about stuff. I'm amazed at how this kind of stuff's created. Well, I mean, anything mechanical is created. It's quite impressive. I think I would have loved to have been a mechanic. I loved working with my dad when he was a small engines mechanic. Well, he can do anything. But that's what he specialized in, and I work with fixing lawnmowers and stuff with him, and I just loved it. We're going to do that 4 times. Four times. It's going to go on each of those little red. Interesting. This one's raised up higher. It's got that turquoise plate on it, doesn't it? Let's see here. And this is exactly why I was so excited to borrow their ideas. Because the ability to put these horses together and make them move is beyond my skill level. Oh my goodness. I hope you didn't do what I just did. Goodness, goodness. Look at this. I thought to myself halfway through, that's kind of funny that they would just have that empty inside. They don't. I'm supposed to put this little thing in it. And I did on the first one and totally skipped it on all the rest of them. All right. Go backwards a step and get those on it. I think this is why working with Lego bricks, buying Lego sets, it doesn't ever get old. Because it's a challenge no matter how much you build. All right, I have that all done right. Oh boy. Let's see, we're going to take one of these. And if you'll notice, there's like little curved parts in there on that side, but then on this side it's perfectly flat and smooth. So point this upwards. You want the smooth part, facing up. That goes there, and then we need this over here and there. All right. So flip it this way. And then this is going to go into our little orange piece there. If it'll go in and it rests, okay, in there. Oh, guys, look. I wonder, I guess you can do it either way. And that's probably how the horse runs. Oh, that's cool. Okay, get back there. All right. We have gotten into the complicated stuff. That is for sure. Those two pieces. Nope. Just need one wide. Another one of those there. All right. I'm not sure what we're working on here. All right, let's see. We need to put this in like this. And then they flip it over. Push this through. So what's confusing to me is they have this one down like this, but this one they have kind of going up. So you see that they're not on the same, and because they have the little X or T, you can't spin them around. They're going to stay whatever position you put them in. And this is going to be one of those really important parts, because if you look at the picture, that is the way that it is. So this one's kind of aiming down, and this one's aiming up when you turn it around like they want us to. And then they're wanting us to put it somewhere in here. Okay. This part needs to move and come up. So you see the orange, or excuse me, you see the yellow rod down here. When you put this in, this smooth red tile needs to be in the back. It's going to go in and butt up right against this yellow little smooth piece right here. But you're actually going to push this pin into this hole that's in this yellow, or orange. My goodness, there's too many colors going on. So you need to push that in, and then you can push it down, because the pieces are going to be connected. So we're going to be connecting each horse. So it's really important that you have things lined up right so that they will go in together. And pay attention to exactly how they're positioned in the books, because they're not always exactly the same on either side. All right, we're going to do it again. Take your time. There's no rush here. All right, I'm going to put this one in here. We're probably going to do this same idea multiple times. Yeah. Now they're showing that you should be able to turn all of them. Yep. Okay. We're going to do one of those little boxes again. Okay. I have a feeling we're going to do this 4 times. But we're going to make all of the little movement parts to be able to build our horses on, I think. It's very cool. It's actually really simple. I thought it would be a little bit more complicated, but they just have the one gearbox here, and then everything I think is going to move from that. Just genius, of course. All right. I love machinery. I love seeing how it works. It's always very intriguing to me. All right, so this one's kind of angled at a slight tilt towards the back. And then this one is angled at a slight tilt towards the front. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now this smooth tile goes always towards the back. This is obviously the front of your work, and this is the back of your work. So I'm gonna push that in first, and then you can secure it down to the thing and make sure it works. I'm just gonna make sure it works every time. Yep. All right. Again, we're gonna start moving now because we know what we're doing. All right, now they've got this. They've got this one aimed this way. You could probably just, you can probably just spin it. You don't have to sit there and do it. It's a little crank. I just didn't want to hurt anything. It's probably pretty easy to spin. All right. Let's see here. All right. Oh my, I did not want to go in. All right, so this one's aimed down. And then this one kind of goes at a slight angle towards the back, is the way I'm kind of viewing it. And then, I think that's right. These are so hard to get in sometimes. I figure out why that is. That just doesn't look right to me because those aren't in the right, oh, there, they would be in the right position there. Because I'm like, the little yellow rod should be facing up. Yeah, okay, that's right. Ooh, that one got a little tricky. This guy's really coming up. That's very interesting. But I guess he is supposed to be higher because he had that little height added to him there. All right. Remember to keep your smooth side up. And it looks like we're going to make the other end here. All right. Okay, this one just goes. I have it aimed that way, so he's down. There we go. Like that. Okay. And one more of these little guys. This has been so exciting. Had so much fun with this bag. Have I mentioned before how much I love these bricks? Yes, that is correct. And then it's just gonna fit in there. And then right down there. Easy peasy. It's kind of funny how they're lined up. They're all just slightly different, which was really cool. All right, we're going to now put these tiles on top of here, which will hold down these pieces. I'm not sure what these pieces are called because they're from the Technic stuff. All right, we're going to put a fence over here so our horses don't go running away. And then, nope, don't need a stud on it, I just needed a smooth one. All right, I got a little bit worried there. This is very interesting because I should not have these pieces left. What did I do? Oh my goodness. Look at what I did. The good news is I can just pull this top off. I completely forgot those pieces in there. I'm not sure how I did that. I'm starting to get worried about my brain today. Okay, that's good because those are not supposed to be extra pieces, and now I'm just a little worried about this guy right here. But let's skip back. Yeah, no, he shouldn't be an extra piece either. So where did I forget him? Because they're all there. Oh, I'll bet you he's up here. He is. Wow. At least that was an easy fix. Push him down in there. Unbelievable. Oh. All right. That goes there, and then those go up there. And these other pieces probably are extra, so we should be good. All right. Oh, bag 7 looks like we're building a horse. How exciting. All right, let's see how to make this sweet guy. It should be exciting, I think. I'm wondering if we're making all of him with just this bag. Doesn't look like enough pieces, does it? Now we need that rod. Oh, it's tight. Okay, to go in. Let's see here. I love the different use of the browns. There's 2 different shades of brown going on. And it's nice that they're just a, no, this one, the short little pin. It's nice that they're combining those 2. Give it character. Oh my goodness, you guys. The Olympics are getting ready to start. I love the Olympics. I love sports. And I am filming this one day before the Broncos, the Denver Broncos football, have their playoff game. We have to win this. I'm nervous. So I'm in a weird mix right now between being obsessed about football and, wait, we don't need that one. We got to make sure we get the right angle going on here. Here we go. And then, you know, Olympic sports. So I'm watching football and then I'm watching ice skating, which is really funny, or snowboarding. Trying to go through some of the... Now, how do you go? It goes like that because they want it to line up really straight along that edge. That's really cool. I'm going to do that again for the other side. I'm flipping all over the place through different sports, and then my husband will come home and he'll turn on basketball. It's just like, there's a lot going on here. It's pretty funny. Last weekend I watched, there's 4 games, wasn't there? Or 3? And now I can't remember. I watched every single pro football game that was on, the wild card games. They were good games too. Okay. I feel like that's a little wonky, but I think it works right. Now this is interesting. What is this? Is this like a mane? The tail? The use of these leaves is interesting. I did not pick up that on the box. Alright, so that goes there. And nope, this goes on top of there. I suppose that is one way to make a look like fur. Making sure I got those lined up right. Okay, and then this goes back here. I guess it does look like a tail. Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. I have made a couple different animals of my own. I've made a dragon and marmots, which are like groundhogs. They're so hard. They're so hard to create creatures or animals because you have to follow rules. They look a certain way, they move a certain way. It amazes me what they're able to create. Okay, this goes into here. There's this movement, but it doesn't do much else than that. Okay. I'm wondering if we're going to build all 4 horses next, or if they'll jump around. All right, we're going to do more of this mane work. Is it called horse's hair? They don't really, I mean, I guess they have fur. Now that's interesting. I mean, I know it's called a mane. I'm not sure what their tail is. Horse hair. They call it horse hair. Listen to me ramble. Okay, this piece goes onto here. Yeah, this has got to be part of his mane. Okay, I'm putting it there. Those two are left. My goodness, look, it's starting to look like a horse. That's crazy. And what amazes me is really the simplicity of it. The combination of pieces that can actually be very simple, but really impactful with how they look. That just always floors me. All right, goes there. I'm gonna keep working on his mane here, I think. I'm looking at this guy right. Nope. This piece. Just kind of stacking it up here. And this. I don't see how we're completing him with one bag. Because he doesn't have his legs or anything, so it must take a couple. All right. Oh, that's really cool. All right. This down here. This goes underneath of him. Yeah, like that. I'm pretty sure I have everything on him. I have a few extra pieces here. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anybody. Looks good. I think they were just generous with the pieces. So, to finish him, we'll need to move on to bag 8. Let's finish this guy. I'm assuming we'll finish him with this bag, but I'm not sure yet. Because we have to make, let's see, he needs a head and he needs 4 legs. Oh, I was so confused there for a second. I thought this was like a tile. Like, how is it standing up on end? Sometimes the instruction book confuses me. I don't see it quite right or something, and it's just like throwing me off. Let's see. There we go. Couldn't find that piece for a second there. Well, I'm being a little stubborn today. It's interesting to me how, I mean, it's not surprising, but it kind of interests me that you can tell if a piece has been used a lot because the connection is just a little looser. And a brand new piece, it can be a little tighter to push together. Okay. How are they doing this? Oh, okay. Turn it this way. And then it goes to there. It'll line up that. So it only goes that way. It can't move because it's in that rod. It has the X on it. I think we're going to do the other side here. Can't copy them because they'd be in reverse order. Wait, no. This is different. Maybe it's the front. Might be the front leg. Oh. Huh. Have to use this first. Got confused again. Oh my goodness. Had to stop building yesterday because I had to go to my husband's office party. I'm trying to get moving again today, but kind of tired from it. Here we go. It was It was a little loud. They like to play their music so loud. They told you to visit with the people at your table, and they made the music so loud you couldn't actually hear anybody at your table. So people just sat there and ate in silence. It's like, not quite working the way I think it's supposed to. Now this one does turn. That's really cool. Okay. Now we're going to flip him over and do the other side. Yeah, okay. I'm putting these on. They show to put them on at the same time, but I'm doing it separate. Nope, I didn't do that right either. There we go. Okay. I need to look at the box. I can't remember. There's a brown horse. I think there's a white horse. I'm not sure the colors we're going to be doing, but I'm pretty sure they're different, so that's going to be fun. Probably be building the same technique, just with a different color. Should be nice. It'll break it up a little bit. All right, need 2 of these and 1 of those. Oh. It'll go down. This one's the one that's tight, but these inverted pieces, I've used them all. These ones right here, they always go on tight, which is actually very helpful because if you're trying to secure something, they make a very tight fit. So if you need something stable at the bottom, they're nice to use. Been fussing at myself because I'm still working on that same build that I'm trying to do with my dragon and his cave. And I just keep coming up with every reason in the book why I don't have time to do that. Well, I was starting to, and then Wally, our Cocker Spaniel, had his knee surgery. And that was pretty much 3 months of constant care with him. Okay, well, let me see. There has to be one here somewhere. Here it is. I am really happy to say we are past that. And Wally has healed nicely, and that's really cool. But that was a very hard recovery to try to convince an animal that they have restrictions and can't move. For 12 weeks. A nightmare in itself. But it's nice that he's not in pain anymore. He's got brand new knees. So we need 4 of those. That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too much. Look at that. That's just... Oh, what is that, like 5 pieces? I think it's like 5 pieces, and it's genius. I've been thinking I should like challenge myself, go into the build room and pick like so many pieces, 5 pieces or 10 pieces, and make something. You have to make something out of just a few pieces. Okay, kind of hard to get those on straight. Let's see. I've already done it twice, but I can't remember what I'm doing. I'm an absolute nervous wreck, though, because Denver Broncos play today. I'm in the playoffs, and that one just does not want to straighten up. It's really tight on there, and I might just have to leave it. Take it off and try to line it up better. Doesn't even want to come off. My goodness, it's really tight. If you don't get it on there right to start with, it's staying however you put it. I did not do any better the second time. Well, now it's moving a little bit. Goodness. All right. This piece and then this piece. Perfect little hoof piece. Uh-oh. I gotta turn that one around. I knew I was going to do that. I was just waiting for myself to make that mistake. I'm going to try to... It's one of those new piece tightness that I was talking about. Get it straight and then push it down. All right, let's put your little legs on here. Oops. Yeah, aim those down. I'm like, it's going to look really weird if I put those up. This is the back of his leg there. All right, now we're going to do, that is a nice look, well, his tail needs to come up. A nice looking horse. All right, let me see here. How do they have this positioned? I think they have it positioned like that. Oh, more of these pieces. All right, we got this. We do. This goes the opposite way, so this studs are alternating here on these pieces. Okay, guessing we're working on the head. There's not much else left. And brown one up here. Oops. Okay, this one is challenging, at least for me, but it's probably because I'm so particular about these pieces lining up right. And does it ever bother you when you get fingerprints on these tiles? It bothers me, and I'm always like trying to get it off. All right, we need this piece and this one. I'm guessing it just goes here. No, I've done that wrong. It goes like this. And then like that. Oh, are those his little ears? Oh. No, they're not his little ears. Oh, they're his eyes. Cute is that? Oh my goodness, these tiles are just killing me. I'm not going to tell ourselves that we've got 3 more horses to do. 3 more of these things. Ugh. I think these are the ears. Okay. Now, oh, it goes up like that. Okay. Now I want us to put it on. Oh, okay, I see. Nice. And then put his cheeks on. Depending on where you put it, it can come up nice and tight there, or be kind of beneath that. It's like this one doesn't have the nice tight look, but I guess you can just push it up like that and get it nice and tight. Okay, turn him over and put, that's how we're connecting him. Okay. So he goes, move everything out of the way here. He goes in the top 2 holes. Those are going to be tight. I can do it. Come on. There you go. So they've got him kind of angle his feet right. Oh no. That box down there came off. All right. Let's see if he'll move. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah, he'd be running forward like that. Oh, that's really cool. It's funny though, because the weight of it, like, if I'm cranking it up and he's in a certain position, he like does that and falls. All right, bag 9. Well, this is going to be a beautiful horse. Look at the pretty mane he's going to have. I've been having such a difficult time actually getting time to build. I keep having to leave and go do stuff, so it's actually taken me a couple days to get to the last few bags, which is crazy. Normally I'm able to get a lot more done in a time trying to make that even. But I've honestly forgotten everything we kind of did here. See, that goes down. Nope, and this one. Then put this little pin in. I like the color combination on this one. Going to be very beautiful horses, I think. Okay, we need... It's nice to have some of these pieces in these colors too. I used to borrow pieces to do my own builds. Let's see, we need one of these. So I'd get excited if a set had the, you know, this piece or this piece, but I've kind of steered away from that a little bit. I like kind of prefer to keep the sets complete and not use the pieces. Some sets I'll get, and I don't mind using the pieces, but then I don't get to use all of the lovely little finds that I get. I think we had some pieces starting to break, especially the brown ones from just constantly building with them and using them, and so therefore then the sets became compromised, and well, that's maybe not the best plan, so I just try to buy bulk buys of bricks so that I can build with them and I'm not worried about that happening. What am I looking for? Because I'm not finding it. Here we go. I was looking for the darker tan, but let's see. I really love this yellow color. I think it's just such a soft, very pretty color. Wait a minute. We needed one there. And another one up there. Colors are such a funny thing because they come in so much variety. You pretty much get anything nowadays that you want. But it's funny how certain colors can be really not so great. But LEGO must have some highly specialized people picking out their colors, because I haven't come across any that are unpleasing in any way. Really nice color choices. It's a little bit off there. Go, okay. That through there. It's looking good. Here we go. Get that on there, right? Did I do that right? That's funny, they're covering this hole up. But I guess that's what they're supposed to be doing. It's kind of funny, this morning one of my kids is in Hawaii. One of them is in Vermont. They all started sending pictures, both of them. Absolutely gorgeous beach. And a beautiful snowy countryside. I got so jealous so fast. This is so not fair. Oh, no, we need this piece. And then that one goes there. Yeah, and up there. I think that's right. This goes up on top of here. Oh, just wanted to twist around on me there. Isn't that a pretty horse? Very pretty. And this goes down the front of him. Oh, no. Down here. I need to leave those two studs up there. There we go. I cannot figure out what's banging on my desk. I'll move a little bit, something bangs around. I've got to figure it out, but I keep trying and I keep not having any success. Oh no. Don't come off. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's funny. It was hitting the picture behind my desk. The little horse was. Well, figured it out. This is very interesting because it's actually already putting the cheeks on. And that's different from what we just did. He's built slightly different. He's got his little ears on already. Well, that's fun. Make him a little different. Alright, so this goes in down there. And we're on to bag 10. A lot of pieces in that little bag. Alright. Let's work on some feet. They just recently announced the Pokemon sets coming out. And I'm going to guess that those are going to be pretty huge. There we go. Little quarter circle guy there. Oh, here we go. I'm going to go back to these little pieces that were driving me nuts. Here we go. Where are you? Pieces are being sneaky and hiding from me today. No? The shorter one of that version. There we go. We got one back leg. Flip it around to put him on. He's not wanting to go on. They all kind of have their back feet, I think, running kind of straight out. Let's see here. Which, if they were running fast, I suppose that's how they would kind of look most of the time. And here we go. That's nice and secure under there now. And another little quarter piece. And this is the front leg. I did look at the box and it looks like we've got a black horse and a white horse coming up. When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was own a buckskin. I think they're so beautiful. I guess this one would kind of be the closest to that. All right, let me see here. Then, so many little pieces that you're putting together that it takes a little bit of, that's not going to work. Wow, here we go. Okay. Flip that around. Put that on there. It looks like a rocking horse at the moment, and I'm not sure why. Right, this goes up here. Why do I feel like I've missed a part? No, it's all there. Interesting that he's going to have some black. I guess that would be help with his eyes, wouldn't it? All right. Oops, coming off there. Right, and then we get his front foot on. We're going to make his little lower legs, his little hooves. Okay, he's got little black hooves. All right, let me see here. I'm actually going to do this where I do every step one after another for the 4 of them. Makes you feel so accomplished. Okay. Put his little hoof on. Whoever thought a cheese wedge would be such an amazing little hoof. Okay. And we'll pop these guys on. When you have repetitive work, sometimes it helps if you do that, or you're building them all kind of step by step all at the same time, because I don't know, it just breaks it up a little bit, and then when you're done instead of having to go back and do it all over again. I think it helps kind of make me feel a little less impatient about it. Alright, all of his little legs on. I'm going to put these upside down. Alright, and then we need his little head. Let's see, how are you going here? Oh, okay. This looks different. Maybe it's not different, it just kind of feels different. He is different. Let's see here. Got this gray piece right here. And then on the underneath, see, that's what's weird to me. What have I done? This is what I did wrong. Those are supposed to be lined up like that, those 2 bottom ones. So then when you turn it around like this, goodness. Sitting here staring at it forever trying to figure out what in the world I did wrong. All right, and then see, this was in the wrong place then because I spun something like that. It's probably his little nostrils. That's awesome. Okay, yeah, that is. They did the head a little different. He's got a very slender face. All right, now he's going to go in to the top two also. Can't really fit. There's still more holes than the top two on this one, so you can't get that wrong. All right, how do they have him? This one's kind of up. That one's out a little bit more. Back feet are just a flying. All right, let's see how these horses run. Whoops. That's interesting. They are coming up at different times, which is so cool. That's awesome. I wonder if you could actually, I don't know if this would work because I haven't worked with the automated motors enough, but that would be kind of cool. That's awesome. All right, move on to the next horse. If you look at the little picture that's right underneath of the circle that has the bag 11 in it on your instruction book, you'll notice something a little interesting. It appears that this horse has a cloudy back end. I'm not sure why he has this. It doesn't really show it on the box. And I don't think I looked at the pictures like online or anything close enough, so I have no clue why he has clouds coming out his rear end here, but it's kind of funny. And I actually paused and looked and tried to figure out if there was like an explanation, but there's not. There's nowhere in the book that there is. I didn't majorly scour online, so if you know, please let me know. I'm like, why has this guy got he's kind of half horse, half cloud going on here. It's going to make it interesting to build him, I think. Okay. I was like, no, that's not going to work, but it is. We have the right levels there. Oh my goodness. It's kind of making it fun, isn't it? All right, let's see here. Need. Oh, now I am confused. Oh, no. Okay. I skipped a step. That's why I'm confused. Skipped right over step 278. There's a lot of little pieces going on here. I feel like we're making what would be the tail end of all of these colorful pieces that we're using. I'm not sure. I got confused there too. So this goes here. And that drops in there. And then this goes there. I think that's right. We're just going to have to see. So I need to put a little 1x1 plate up there. And then put that down there. Doesn't look anything like the tail end of a horse here. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Well, that one's going on crooked. That's no good. I'm wanting to get to our local LEGO store because everything's been so out of stock online and even within the store, and I'd like to see if they've been able to get it stocked back up. Flip it over. The little blue pen facing you, so to speak. There were a couple of sets I wanted to pick up, and I could just order them on back order, but usually our stores will get them in. Oops. Piece went flying. So it's usually better to actually just wait until our store gets them in than to wait for the back order. All right, this goes up here. And then I like to use these little plates, don't they? That goes there. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, it goes here. So it has this little step down here. How is this piece going in? And I guess this just kind of goes over. It's really cool how they're making these like little wave motions. I made reservations yesterday for a big family reunion that's being held, and every family member has to get their own place. I'm going to flip this around like this. We're all going to Hilton Head this summer to celebrate a special birthday, and I finally got our place reserved. I'm so excited. This made me think of waves, which made me think of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so then we need a little plate and this little guy here. All right, so I think that is going to be our tail end. And now it looks like we're going to actually start working on the black horse, because this one is black. And I think the next one's white. We have our two brown ones over there. Very cool. I was actually trying to think how they could have made like a pinto. But the coloring on that would have been very hard. Let's see here. Really cruised through that bag though. So this feels more normal, kind of like what it was with the other ones, which is a bit of a different back end there. I think that was all the pieces that were supposed to go into that. Where are you going? Oh, you're going up here? Okay. That'll hold that all steady. They don't have it majorly jointed, just the legs, I guess, kind of move around. Wouldn't necessarily want it bending every which way when you've got it trying to do its running thing. Like this right here. I hope this isn't extra. And I didn't miss this little plate somewhere. I might double check before I move on, but otherwise on to bag 12. Look, we've got some more of the cloud flame things. Okay, let's see. We're gonna actually put one of those in right now. This guy's running so fast, he just burst into flames. That straight up there. Okay. Let's see here. Put that over. Now we're going to make his little leg. Alright, let's see. This piece and this piece to go together. Not to go up on top. Oh my. No, this piece. There's a lot of pieces going on here. Let's see, I'm going to put this plate down first and then put his little decorative tile. Now this does feel familiar. This feels very much like what we did on the last one. It looks like the south is getting ready to get an ice storm of some sort, and the panic has started to ensue. Oh, they can be bad, let me tell you. That's cool. All right. Flip it over. All right, let's see. Let's make the other leg here. I'm kind of assuming these are the front legs, because of his back end being different. Let's see here. Go, and then flip it up like this. And put these inverted pieces on. I find this method that they're using here to be really unique, I guess. I'm not sure why. It just feels a little different than some of the other legs on figures or animals. Now I've lost a piece. That guy was really hiding from me. I was having to start sorting pieces by their type there. All right, put that in. I'm gonna make his little front feet. I say to only make 2 of them. See, did I do that right? No. This piece has to be turned around so that the clasp is facing that way, that this piece can go on. Now I have it in there, right? Make another one. So we have a few more bags here. What am I looking for? Getting really close to the end, but it seems like the amount of bags that they're taking up for each of the horses, there's not going to be many bags left to do all of the top part that has the nice little panel that goes behind it and stuff. So be interesting to see how they build all that up, how many pieces it uses. It might be kind of simple and build up really quickly. All right, let's see here. Start making his mane, I think. That goes down here, like that. Because I thought the horses would take up less bags and then there would be a whole lot of bags to do all that upper structure, but there is actually a lot of pieces that go into these horses. Which, after having seen them and built them, that is understandable. They're pretty highly detailed. They're very cool. All right, and that goes up top there. I'm going to go ahead and work on his face. Now we've had some differences in the faces of the other 2. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this one. Oh my. Let's see. This one goes this way. When they start doing these opposite directions, it can kind of throw you off a little bit. Oh wait. Do this right here. So I was saying earlier that we're getting ready to have a winter storm here in North Carolina. I don't know yet how bad it'll be, but I told my husband, I'm like, you know, if we need milk, we're probably going to want to get it. Because, like, I can make my own bread if I have to. I'm not too worried about that kind of stuff. But milk, we have a tendency to use. And for some reason, that's what everybody kind of really freaks out and has to have. Which I guess I'm the same as everybody else. So we probably should be thinking about making sure that we get that before the grocery stores go out completely. And then just plan to stay home this weekend. We're actually from the mountains of Colorado, and so it's interesting to me how everything kind of just shuts down when a storm rolls through. But that being said, ice is actually very scary, what it is capable of doing and shutting down, so I respect it. Let's see, this goes up here. This feels similar to the first horse's face. Right, and that's going to go on there, and then ooh, it's delicate. You can't go pushing down on it too hard everywhere. Put his little cheeks on there. It's a very stylish horse, isn't he? Winter weather may be an issue here, but I'll tell you what, thunderstorms don't faze anybody around here. When I first moved here, I had a very hard time getting used to the big thunderstorms, and now I just sleep through them. It really has to be some loud thunder for me to wake up. Isn't that crazy? You adapt very quickly, I suppose, to what you have to deal with. All right. Now they want us to put these in the bottom here. I was like, did I miss putting that extra little cloud on? But they don't have it. Oh, it's coming up here. All right, now this is interesting. They actually have us putting this on right here. I don't remember that from the other ones, but maybe it's there and I'm just not thinking about it. All right, put his little cloud on his side. Now there's, oh, looky here. He's got one up here too. Oh, that's cool. Kind of a funny looking horse, I gotta be honest with you. All right, now he goes. He goes. It's interesting, it actually doesn't show us. It doesn't show us which one of the holes to put him in. Because we could put him here, but I don't think so. I don't see this coming out too far, so I think we're probably in the front like everything else is. Oh, he really sticks up there much higher than the other ones, doesn't he? Look at that. That is awesome. Okay, bag 13. All right, I'm going to start the white horse and the final horse. And he has this gorgeous yellow that's going to be a part of, I'm guessing, his mane. So that's a beautiful color combination there. Let's see, this guy's going to run right through the middle. Try to get it kind of even on both sides. I'm going to have to find a spot. I think I've said this before, at the first part of the build. I'm going to have to find a spot for him to go, but I'm going to be honest with you. He's turned into such a special build that I may end up finding him a spot that is more visible than maybe I would have otherwise. So I have a lot of sets in my bedroom, and that's where my biggest, I guess, Lego display is, but he just might have to go downstairs where he can be admired a bit more. This set is incredible. Well, I'm looking, but all I'm seeing are these curved pieces. That's not what I need. Where are you? There we go. Hiding. Right, so this goes right there. Okay. Now we're back to making the proper back end of a horse. I really am going to have to figure out what they were doing there. Maybe it's just artistic license. All right. Went that way. Wasn't pushing down for me, and I don't know why. Got it. I got it. I have a problem today. I have so many things I want to do, and due to the disease I have, I'm not going to get to anywhere near as much as I want to because it causes such energy issues. And I get in so much trouble with my doctor. She's constantly fussing at me that I have to be better at not using my energy, which I'm kind of horrible at. I try. I have so many things I'd like to get done today. I really want to work in the building room sorting pieces. I'm almost ready to start being able to go through each specific piece and sort them into colors and then put them into little baggies. And I had a whole bunch of bricks that I had washed and from a bulk buy and had to get those sorted. Just the first sort, getting them into the right piece bucket. And I'm getting so close to that, and I'm so excited, and that means I can actually start the official and final sort into colors for each piece. But I really don't enjoy sorting them into individual pieces. They are way more different types of Lego bricks than you would realize, probably, until you actually had to sit there and have a huge pile and sort them out. This goes in here. But I love sorting them into colors. So if you have a whole bunch of these just one by one plates in every color that they've made, and practically, and you can just sit there and actually sort them into colors, it's really rewarding, I guess, at the end to see, and it's beautiful to have a whole pile of the same colored bricks. Something is a little off. I'm not sure what. Oh my goodness, I did this wrong. I'm gonna have to take this apart a little bit. I'm not sure what I managed here. I put that together wrong. That's correct. And then that goes there. But this piece has a plate on the end that it's not supposed to have. Oh my goodness. I've done it now. Then that would go up there. Oh, I just put it on the bottom when I was supposed to put it on the top, which was really unhelpful because, see, it was one higher than this gray stud, or 1/3, I guess. Now I can go on. Wow. It's the little mistakes that get you. What am I looking for now? The problem is that there's so many things that take time. By the time I get through all of the chores and the house cleaning and the taking care of all the pets and all the work I have to do, and sorting out bricks takes hours. It really, really does take a very long time. It's extremely time consuming. Not sure why that is. Building can take a while too. It depends on, I guess, how you want to build. If you want to build quickly or if you want to take your time and build slowly. I used to build much slower than I do now. Honestly, I've sped up because when I started filming, I found that when you're editing the video and getting it ready for you all to be able to see it, I was like, wow, you really build a bag slow. You taking forever. Because I have to sit there and rewatch it all to get the video right. That takes a while. So I started to work a little quicker, you know. Oh, that's pretty. I like the way they did that with the mane. And I found that I was actually able to speed up, and I average, if I don't make some sort of silly mistake, I can do a bag in about 15 minutes. There you are, he's hiding. And I think that's fun. I like being able to do that. All right, I'm hoping those are all extra pieces that I didn't miss somewhere. Otherwise, we're on to bag 14. All right, back to the legs. The legs and his little face. I know my kids still build faster than me, though. It amazes me. Well, my husband still builds slower, but I think he likes it that way. I think he enjoys just taking his time and enjoying what he builds. Try to get that. Nope. That was the inverted piece. That one is too. Where are you? Those are all not going to fit on the top. Here we go. That one does. Here we go. Let's see. We need this piece and this piece. And now we need that little piece that was causing a problem. My mind feels like my own worst enemy because I tend to very much so overanalyze everything. So if I'm sitting there sorting bricks or building bricks, I'm like, okay, how long is this taking? And what's my average? And how can I speed this job up faster? And I have to remind myself to actually have fun. So I have a tendency to turn everything into the most efficient job I can possibly do. Let's see. They're doing the front one on here. Yep. We do need this down though. One of those little quarter circles. And then turn that around and go like this. Nice. All right, I'll bet you we're going to flip him over and work on his other side. Here we go. One of those little plates and another quarter circle. How many of you guys have changed to using the digital format of the instructions versus the book? I've actually been trying it recently. I can't say it's my favorite. I think I still like the book. Nope, it goes on the back part. All right, so that goes to his hind leg. Now we'll start his front leg. We're going to have to make 4 of the hooves, aren't we? His little feet goes there. They've been different enough that they don't feel like they've been excessively repetitive. I haven't gotten bored yet making horses, and that's fun. Okay. You know what's interesting is if I am going to try to use this idea to be able to put together my own build of that epic scene in Fellowship of the Ring where the horses are in the water. Well, I guess they're horses that are made of water. This guy with the cloud back end would actually look much more realistic to what the horses were actually looked like, because they just kind of had the front half. That's actually a cool thought. All right, going to make he has little black hooves. 4 of these. At this point, we've all gotten really good at this, haven't we? There's one. There's two, although that one's a little crooked. Bothering me. Let's see. Here's working on 3. So it looks like we have 2 bags left to be able to finish the build. I have a feeling it's going to get kind of tall. I'm really excited to open up the fabric painting, so to speak, on the back of this piece. That's going to be really cool, I know. All right, now let's put his little feet on. I'm going to turn those the other way. Okay. Make his handsome face. Doesn't take too many pieces, does it? Although, it went underneath the book. I thought, oh, we're in trouble. We lost one of these little tiles, but it had just scurried under the book. Playing hide and seek. All right, so we're going to flip that upside down and then work onto that end. All right. Now let's put this on and we'll, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm like, that's not going to work. That is because I put that piece on wrong. It's supposed to go in like that. And then you put that down. And then it can go in. Wow. I just put it down like it would probably traditionally have been put down, and I got it all wrong. All right. Let's put his cheeks on. Rotate those up like that. Little connection points under here. This is what makes him feel like he's a merry-go-round horse, carousel horse. All right, now let's put him on. Put him in the front too, because everything seems to be going in the front too. All right. Get his little front feet to be aiming the right way. That is a nice lineup of horses, isn't it? I did something wrong again. Oh my goodness. This needs to be turned around. I did his little eyes wrong. Really tried to mess up his face, didn't I? Okay. All right, let's see if we can get these horses to run. Wow. Look how the black one comes up so much higher. That's really cool. They are pretty awesome. All right. Let's see here. We need these pieces. We're on to a new part of the build. And I think that this part will be really exciting to see how it comes together. All right, let's see. Happened to make a support, I'm sure, for that painting or tapestry that's going up on the back. Right. It's just kind of stacking plates on top of each other here. All right. Oh, there's a lot of gold pieces in this bag. All right. I'll make sure you're using the right angle of this piece, because he's got one that goes one way and one goes another way. So you don't want to aim it that angle going down. Get one that's going up, and they've got multiple pieces of each way, it looks like. So this one's curved, and then this one has that sharp cut out of the curve, creating some art here, it looks like. That piece need another curve. All right. Well, here we go. Found one. And then what? Oh, we need these little round plates with the holes in them. You see them now. Oh no, threw him right under the table. These round plates, they never used to have a hole in the top of them. And then they started creating them with a hole, which is really wonderful. They can be used for so many cool purposes now with that. But now you hardly ever see them without the hole. Funny how that shifted. I used to get so excited when I would see one with a little hole in the center, and now it's the opposite. I'm like, oh look, it's like an old one. It doesn't have the hole in the middle. Let's see, another curve. Wow, it looks like we are going to go all the way across the top here, making a decorative pattern. And it looks like we're doing the same on either side. So we're copying everything on each end. That goes that way. Let's see, we need a circle. And then that angle. Oh, look how it's kind of coming off of it. Love this. This is beautiful. Yep. That one does go that way. Nope, we need that way. Look at this. I think I've seen that piece before. To be honest with you, I think I might have seen it, and I'm probably wrong about this, but I think I saw it in the Snow White's cottage, or the dwarf's cottage, but I think they called it Snow White's. I think they were on the back of their chairs in their table, dining room table. Now I'm going to have to go look and see, because I'm curious if I'm right about that. All right. Got them. I think we've got them the same on both sides. Let me see here. Okay. We need... No. Oh, here you are. So these go there. My pieces are falling all over the place. I must be getting tired. I don't know if that happens to you, or when you get tired, you start dropping everything. Because that's what I managed to do. All right, now we got to put these little flowers. Okay, so wherever there was a little round plate, we put a little red flower on top. That's just a beautiful design. All right, flip this over, and we're going to make, it says to make 2 of these. Huh, okay. That's how that worked. I got really confused. So you put a black pin into either side. And then on one end, you attach another one of these little guys, flats with these rounded connected pieces, which leaves a black pin here, and you put a blue pin over here. I'm not sure why that confused me, but it did. Okay, the blue pin faces downwards. Let's see, this looks to be going in the middle. Oh, okay. Put these little pins with the little ball joints at the top. 2 of these. I have a feeling we're going to connect something to all of this. Now flip it over. And before we're done, we're going to put this really beautiful tile right there in the middle. That is gorgeous. Okay, last bag. That is a lot of round pieces. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm going to make something rather tall here. So there are some of these that have no holes and some of these that have holes in them. So be paying attention there because that is probably going to be important. All right, I need this gray one. I feel like we're going to make 2 of these, but it doesn't tell us to make 2. It just feels like, I don't know, it feels like we should be. I was thinking that should go down in way farther, but it's not because it's only going to go down as thick as this one right here. Oh, that didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why would you have that loose of a connection? Because you had to put that on it first. Goodness. Okay, we're going to stack 6 of these up, but make sure you don't get any with a hole in it. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, good luck. You really have to start shoving sometimes in this. All right. Well, that's not going to go anywhere, is it? All right, I need another one with a hole. Here we go. Now they want us to put a little yellow one through it. And stack 3 up. They're making it very strong, aren't they? Right? Make sure that your gray pins are showing. All right, another one. Gray goes in that one. 6, 2, 3. I guess we can't make 2 of them. There wouldn't be enough pieces. That takes a little bit of hand strength there to get that down in there. My, that one's really tight. My hands aren't as strong as they once were, and I notice it. Okay, this goes up on top, keeping in line with that bottom one. I am confused. I'm not sure where this is going to go. Oh, wow, silly me. I kept thinking it was going to be vertical. It's not. It's being used horizontally. Okay. There's like a loose connection there. Kind of surprises me. There's 2 loose connections in it. But I'll bet you this will help make it secure. Okay, this needs to go facing, these pointy ones up, facing up. And then, oh my, there's that loose one. See if I can get it in there. There we go. Okay. Now that it's all in there, it shouldn't be slipping off. Well, that's cool. All right, we need these big old wheel hub things here. So this end, not the end that looks like it's got the star. push those in, and we do need 2 of those. Let's see here. Go. And then this is going to go. Keep your thumb over here on this as you're pushing it in so it doesn't push itself out. Sometimes the force of pushing it in can just send it right back out the wrong way. Oh, that's cool. All right. Kind of looks like we're getting ready to build a flower stem in red. Okay, we're going to do this twice, so I'm going to go back. Just go ahead and do this part so we don't have to turn the page again. We're doing this twice. We're going to slip 5 of these on it. On each one. And then seal it off with that little guy. All right, and then we'll repeat that on this one. I do try to line up these, I guess, cutouts so that they're all kind of on one side, hopefully. There we go. And then put that up there. All right. So, where are you going? Oh. Turn it back around, and those blue pins we put in, they're going in there. Of course, you can fix those little things if they got spun around. I'll probably wait to do that at the end, to be honest with you. Wow. That is a tall piece, isn't it? Oh boy, okay, we've got to put it up on top of this thing. So, if you remember correctly, we had these little pieces that we have these little holes in. That is what's going to slide. That's where you're going to slide those black rods into. Push it down. Oh, here we go. All right. Then you can fix those up if you don't like the way they're facing. Very nice. These little pieces have horses on them. That is so cool. They're printed on them. That is awesome. All right, so we're going to make 2 of these, it says. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do 2 of them for this page. That's a cool piece. Let's see. Okay, this end goes on there. That's interesting. And we're going to do that again. Little bitty pieces here you're having to work with. All right. Wait, we have to put this on. This first. Oh my goodness, there's too many little pieces to work with. And it goes like that. Okay. Now, we grab these beautiful little pieces here that have that gorgeous print on them. Okay, they hang down like, they're like lanterns or something. That is so cool. All right, let's do this. Oh my. Here we go. It is really tight getting that in there. It's because my hands are too big and in the way. Okay. That one does not want to go in. I'm going to try putting it on the table. There we go. That's easier. All right, now it looks like 4 of them go all the way around the edges here. And a flower up on top, and then the little tassel down here. Do the same over here. Wow. There I go again. Throw in my pieces. Oh, put that on the top. All right, now This then hooks beneath the little, what I would consider, I guess, the lantern part to be. And then they're going to get hooked up here on top. All right, so they actually get hooked in here like that. That is real. That's a very decorative end. That is really cool, isn't it? All right, and then we're going to take our piece of artwork out of the envelope here. Oh my goodness, okay, I think there's just this in there. This is so beautiful. This piece alone is worth getting the set for. Now, how are they hooking it in? We have some pieces down here that have those little ball joints on them, and there's one on each side, and that is going to be used down here at the end of it. It's on the back side. Okay, so turn the artwork around and push it in to the 3 little ball joints here, and then flip it around. See, we've had to kind of do this, and then put this in on either side here. Almost covers up their mechanism for rotating, and there you have it. Well, I'm just incredibly impressed with this set. It impressed me more than I thought it was going to. It is absolutely gorgeous, and then its ability to actually have that movement is just so incredible. So I know you must be really loving your build too, and I hope you have a really good day, and I'll see you again soon. And look right here, guys, you have these little hooks on this part that had the scroll and our little minifigs, and it snaps right in right there, so it can actually be attached to the front of it, which is really cool. It's almost like they're creating the artwork that we just made.